Woohoo! Well, welcome to November's Between Two Techies. And
Yeah, look,
Levi's being a bit exotic this month.
yeah. So I'm coming to you from quite warm, very nice Singapore.
Oh, very exciting, mate. Very exciting. Um, I don't know. Other than the fact that you got to sit on a plane and do some stuff, what else has been going on? What are you seeing in the market? What's your news for the month?
Um, my news for the month is actually a gripe within my own industry.
No,
Something that
insurance is perfect, Levi. What are you talking about? Insurance
yeah,
industry is fine, mate.
um, of something I've noticed that I've come across that has been a really interesting thing, and I think it's an education thing. That I mean, I know I actively try to spread the word on this throughout my industry. Is a cyber extension on a different type of policy is not a cyber policy. It does not
Uh,
respond or act in the same way as a proper cyber policy does. Uh,
and what's the example that's really got you griping, mate? Because obviously
um,
something's happened, and this
yeah,
is why you're
so
griping.
griping, yeah. So I was looking after a potential new client. They're starting up a new business. Um, it's I'm competing against another broker,
Yep.
and they've gone, look, we need to, like, for compliance reasons, we need to make sure we have all of the different insurances, including cyber.
Hmm.
So, which is great. I mean, they're very cyber aware, which is fantastic. So we've done a full cyber policy, and then what has occurred is the other broker has gone, oh, we've got your management liability, but we've got cyber included in it. And then the client looks at it and, like, shows me a screenshot of it and goes, "Oh, we've got cyber in this. Is this enough?" And it was a $50,000 extension for cyber with no emergency response.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That doesn't do
Um,
anything. It's not even worth having.
no, no. So it's one of those things where in my industry, and this is, I spoke to the client about it and said, look, it's an extension like that is not a full. It's not a full policy. It's not going to protect you during a major incident.
No, that's
Um,
sort of just paying for a bit of legal advice if someone else has run the incident
yeah,
and you just need the advice on doing notification or something like that.
yeah, and it's covering after the fact. It's not covering when the incident occurs and when you're in it, and helping guide through it. $50,000 is going to be in a proper cyber incident, as you and I know. $50,000 is not going to cover the first 24 hours.
Yeah, wow.
So that's something that I'm seeing in my industry is, people need to understand that uh, $50,000, like, extensions are not going to protect you during a major incident. If you have a business email compromise that's significant, if you have a ransomware issue, or a myriad of other things that may occur, um, you need to make sure you have the proper policy, especially because you need all the extensions and the support during an incident. Especially if you want to deal with, like, things like the OAIC, at the tail end of it. I mean, you need the legal advice and the support around that. And $50,000 is not going to do that.
No, it's really not.
Oh,
I think, like, I guess likewise in my industry, similar vein,
mm,
it's so hard out there for a consumer to compare apples for apples,
yeah,
and they're relying on the expert advice that's coming from the person in front of them. And when you're in a competitive market, that gets very cloudy very quickly. So that's what we
yeah,
say, because I was talking to another board member of SMBIT Professionals yesterday about this, and that's industry, our industry peak body. And there was a company in Western Sydney that was offering unlimited support for everything, all in $89 a month. And, like, we look at that and go,
red
that's
flag.
yeah. We look at that and go, either you're allergic to making money or there's something that you're not doing,
Yeah,
because we understand what our cost base as an
mm,
industry is.
yeah,
But the issue is for a uneducated, not uneducated, but an ill-informed prospect, They just
Mm.
go, oh well, I can get what on the surface looks like the same thing for $89. Why am I going to pay $159 or $170 for your product?
Yeah.
And we're still
Yeah.
seeing plenty of that. Are
Mm.
we ever going to see? I mean, what's going to solve your problem? Is it just education and uplift, really, within the industry?
Yeah, it's education and uplift in the industry and just being aware, like a cyber extension in a management liability policy is not necessarily a bad thing, but it needs to be coupled with a full cyber policy. Like that cyber extension is good for the parts of a cyber claim that might end up being designated under, decisions made by management and directors and officers and such, to help like link in and connect with a full cyber policy. Like
And is that
that's the
the
way.
intention of it?
Well, when I read it and my understanding of it, like from my experience, that is the intention of it. It's not a full cyber policy. It's basically there as an extension of cover for management liability to cover, um, you know, cyber issues that may arise due to a director and officer claim or a management or another management liability claim. So, with that in mind, it's just thinking about, well, if you've got a full cyber policy and you've got management liability with that extension, it's going to link in fully. So, if you've got a major cyber incident, if something comes up during the investigation where it's like, okay, a director made a decision that had a material impact on this, you can then link it into the management liability
And would that be,
policy. And
would that be like director declined to take up managed detection and response service or something like that, and then the incident happened, and the incident was bad, and blah blah
yeah,
blah
and
blah
and
blah.
could have been prevented and so forth. And then you go, okay, well, look, there could be, a statutory fine related to that decision due to the cyber incident. And then, you want to be able to have proper response and protection for the directors and officers in that regards. So,
Yeah.
so that's like, yeah, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but yeah, it's education. Full for businesses, full cyber insurance is in this day and age is a must. It might not be mandatory, but in all honesty, it should be. Um,
And
yeah,
is your industry starting to see more uptake on that? Like, is it getting there?
we are seeing a significant uptake on cyber insurance uptake, like just inquiry about it, knowledge of it. I think because we're seeing the big guys in the news getting cyber attacks, but then people are in their own communities, like in their own community circles, are hearing, "Oh yeah, did you hear that this local small business um got attacked, cyber attacks, cyber
Yeah,
breach?"
and so it's just starting a conversation.
It's starting the conversation, and it's like we talk about. I think like it's still got a long way to go, but the whole get rid of the shame part of it,
Yeah,
I feel like there is uh sort of a break in that, sort of a break of the cycle of that shame is sort of happening, and people are becoming, oh, you know what? It's not just going to be the big guys. It could be me. It could be anyone. And we're starting to see that where people are like, oh, well, if I'm in business, I need to have this cover. I need to be aware of it. Um, which I think is a good thing. I think removing that stigma, that shame around
oh,
it,
completely.
yeah, and
Oh, it's
education with that is, yeah, definitely like that's
it's
it's going to change the way we do it. Yeah.
it's got to get there. We're certainly seeing at the moment, like there's a lot of talk, there's a lot of misinformation, I guess, around frameworks because
Mm,
everyone's like not everyone, but a lot of people now have heard, oh, I need a security framework, for cyber, and they're
mm.
like, and I've conversations even in the last couple of weeks, and when you're talking to clients, they're like, oh, we're building our cybersecurity framework. I'm like, why are you building a security framework?
Mm.
There's like 20 of them that exist already. Go and
Yeah.
pick one, follow it, use it. Don't reinvent the wheel.
Yeah. Don't reinvent the wheel. There's help and support that already exists out there. And the thing
Yeah.
is, it's culture.
And that's the thing.
Create, cyber awareness culture.
Yeah, and it's like Luke Owen says, you can have compliance without security, but you can't have security without compliance.
Yeah.
You can tick boxes. You can tick boxes to meet standards and match frameworks without actually being secure,
Yep. Spot on.
but you can't actually be secure without following a framework. Um,
Yeah.
and I think it's worth noting that frameworks, generally speaking, fall into two categories. Is that you have a controls based framework that says here's 27 controls, or maybe here's 8 controls out of DISP that it's called E8, but
Mm.
that's a gripe for another day. Um, and it's pass fail. You either
Yeah.
have the control or you don't have the control. Whereas if you go to a risk based framework like ISO 27001, it's you can have a conversation. And the example I usually use is, you know, the control or the recommendation in the framework is you must have multi-factor authentication on everything.
Yeah.
The reality is there are lots of things, especially when we get into operational technology, where you can't have MFA because the system doesn't support it. And
Yeah.
so and so that's where you start sort of getting into the nuances of I have MFA on everything that can have MFA, and I have other controls to mitigate my risk on the systems that don't have MFA.
Yeah.
But in your basic frameworks, you can't say that because it's just a tick box. Like my gripe about insurance questionnaires, yes, no,
Yeah.
and
Yes. No.
it's like
Yeah.
it's not yes, no, it's
Yeah. It's
mostly,
more.
however, and
Yeah. It's more nuanced than that. And um, yeah, I think in my industry, there's a long way to go to get to where we really need to be with understanding the nuances of what people do and how they do it. It's not as simple as yes, no. It's not a binary situation. It's far more nuanced than that.
yeah, and I think there's still a lot of owners, business owners, directors, you know, leaders that don't understand it and are still sort of not quite head in the sand, but kind of like, yeah, I'll worry about that later.
Yeah,
Um, and it's quite frustrating when they're like, oh no, I just need this thing because I need it for this tender. It's like, cool, we're doing it. No, 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 just tick the boxes. I just want to tick boxes, mate.
yeah,
Like it's going to come back and bite you.
yeah, yeah. And that's exactly it. Be aware of it and continue on with that thought. Don't sort of go, oh well, no, I only need it as an interim and for a short time, and then I'm gonna get rid of it because
Yeah,
I
or
I
I'm only ever going to implement minimum viable product just to
y-
show that I've done it. I'm not actually going to use it as
yeah.
as as intended. Um,
Yeah. It's the famous last words. It'll never happen to me.
oh yeah, exactly. And the thing is, it'll
Uh,
happen to everyone now at this point. Everyone's going to see it.
yeah.
Everyone's going to get
And
touched by it. No, pretty much everyone has been touched by it at this point.
yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. Because the thing is, we're at a tipping point. And that's what I guess everyone needs to be aware of is that we are so interconnected with the large corporations that we use and that we give our information to for so much stuff, whether it's to get loans, to buy items, to subscribe to a service. We're giving,
Oh,
names,
totally.
addresses, dates of birth, phone numbers, emails, sometimes far more than that. We're giving driver's license numbers.
And
We're giving all
oh,
various bits and
and
pieces.
the thing is, why? Like perfect example, a mutual client of ours yesterday sent us through a thing from one of the big four banks because
Mm,
all the big four banks have had APRA go after them to say you need to tighten up your KYC or your know your customer
yep,
to help clamp down on money laundering.
yep,
Um, and so our client got asked for a whole lot of information to prove who she was, and
yep,
they wanted it emailed,
yeah.
not a
But
secure link, but emailed. And
but
it's
email,
like
yeah,
there's a couple of things in this, and this shows, and banks have to meet CPS 230 and 234. Like they have very strong frameworks that they have to be compliant with, and they have
with
a
yep,
regulator that is very happy to crucify people for not being compliant,
yep,
and has a history of doing so. However, like this, and this is where you see badly implemented process and not security first, which is, oh,
yeah,
we have this regulatory requirement now. We need to implement. We need to get all this information. Oh,
Mm,
we might already have some of it, but it's too hard because we just need to tick this box. So let's just ask for it again.
yeah.
And then not only are we saying email it in plain text, but why do they want copies of it? I don't want to hold data I don't have to hold.
Well,
I
yeah,
want to cite it.
mm,
I want to record that I've cited it and it was accurate and true and correct. But I don't
but
I don't want to hold it. Do you want to hold a heap of unnecessary PII
no,
or do you just want to cite
no,
it for verification purposes?
that's exactly it. You need, I just want to cite it for verification. I don't want that data on my system where I'm holding it and I'm going, oh, well, I've got all this unnecessary PII that is increasing my exposure. Yeah, I want to have minimal. Like I don't want like if I don't need it, I don't want it.
No. Why would you want
Um,
it?
but what gets me is that like because I'm aware of what you're talking about too,
Yeah.
with with that particular person because they
Yeah.
mentioned it to me as well,
Yeah.
and I saw it and I went these these banks have secure portals where clients can log into, and if they need to do a verification check, they should be able to do it through the portal, not oh, can
Well,
you
I
send this via email?
yeah, well, I had to do it. I had to do it for like my personal stuff like our home loan and whatever. And it was
Mm,
all just through the app.
yeah,
But I
yeah.
think this probably falls into the retail part of the bank has the automated system because they have the scale. But as soon as you get into like trusts and corporate structures and business banking and that, it's all very manual.
So yeah, and they need to significantly invest in making sure that it's uplifted as well.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
it's not yeah, it needs to be done on both sides, not just one. Um, because the exposure is still there. There's still like asking for particular types of ID and formalization of those things through email is not secure.
Oh yeah. No, it's not, and we should be past that. And the banks know better. But perfect example though of organization has the skills to process the systems to be able to do it correctly
Mm,
and has a proven track record of being able to do it correctly. However,
mm,
someone else goes, some other department has to go and do a thing, goes and does a thing, and it's not done in a compliant way.
yeah.
Anyway, it is what it
Yeah.
it is what it is. But I mean,
Yeah.
it shows that the system's not, you know, infallible. When we were at CyberCon and we were listening to the CISO from SolarWinds, who went through their massive breach, and he's
Yeah.
like, even if you do it, you're never going to do everything right. You're going to
Yeah.
try to do everything right, but you're always going to miss something.
Yeah.
And so you just got to be prepared and have a way to recover from that and remediate that.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Have a what? But this is where planning comes into place, like you and I talk about. Every business needs to have a continuity plan for like standard process and cyber. If everything goes down, what's your plan? Have your contacts and your key points of reference printed out in a black box, basically.
Yeah. Well, uh,
So if anything goes wrong, you can open that box and go, okay, this is what we need to do.
and like there's a heap of people, and I still talk to clients about it. It's like, cool, we're doing your DR day or your incident response tabletop day, and they're like, oh no, I don't really want to do that.
Yeah, and they
Uh,
really
uh,
should. They really need to.
oh, completely they do, mate.
Mm,
Completely they do. But it's that whole thing of it's sort of where the apathy kicks in, and it's like, yeah, I'll get to that, or that's not my problem now, or I'll worry about that later, or yeah, I know I should, but etc. etc. etc.
yeah.
Anyway,
So yeah,
oh, very good. Well, you enjoy Singapore, mate, and we will see you on the next one.
sounds good. So then,
See you, mate.
bye bye.
Bye.